Hi, everybody, and welcome to Woman on the Frontline Summer Devotional. My name is Sharon Reynolds, and I am speaking to you from the great nation of New Zealand today. And today I want to talk to you about love. Great subject. Everybody wants to talk about love. But it's one thing to talk about love, isn't it? But it's another thing to walk in love. And so, in sharing a testimony with you, what I was reminded when I was thinking about what to share exactly, because there's so many stories of when love's gone wrong and then love's come right, that I just had to choose one. So, one that I chose was my 10-year wedding anniversary. So, my 10-year wedding anniversary, my husband and I decided that we were going to renew our vows, that the honeymoon was well over and we were 10 years in. And now was probably a good opportunity to go back and read those vows again and revisit the very things that we have promised to one another and kind of see if that's how we still were walking together, if that's still how we were feeling. And I have to tell you, in all honesty, 10 years in, and a bunch of kids and a whole lot of ministry life on the mission field in the middle of nowhere in a foreign land, we were not necessarily feeling all the love that we felt on our wedding day. However, this is the thing. My husband said, love is a daily choice. We choose to pick up our cross every day and follow Jesus. And so we choose to love daily as well. And so I thought, wow, that's actually quite right, isn't it? Jesus in John 13:35 says to the disciples, he says, by this all will know that you're my disciples if you have love for one another. And I thought about that, and we talked about it, and we thought, what does it look like to love daily? What does Jesus mean when he says that? Well, at that time and in context of that verse, Jesus had just washed the feet of all his disciples. He had shared a meal. He had broken bread. It was the Last Supper. He dismissed the betrayer amongst them, Judas. And then he's saying to his disciples, but this is what love is. It's by this. And when he says by this, he means by this love. He was talking about every action that had gone before them to that moment. And so in marriage, in love, what does love look like on a daily basis? Well, for us, love now looks like serving one another daily. I grew weary of cooking meals after about 30 years of doing it. So it wasn't my favorite thing to do. But I also know that that's how my husband appreciates that I love him. So I make a concerted effort to cook a meal for him. When he comes home from work, he has a hot meal waiting on the table. It's not my thing to do. It's not something I particularly enjoy, to be truthful. However, that is what love is. It's laying down your life. It's laying down the things that you don't particularly like or enjoy in sacrifice to bring joy and love to another. So even now, I go on an occasional four-wheel drive outing with him up the mountains, which is really bouncy and a little bit hairy and scary at times. And it's not my thing, although I do love adventure and I do love the mountains. But I go with him to be with him, to spend time doing the things that he loves to do, because that, my friends, is what Jesus meant. Love is a sacrifice. Love is laying down your life.